Okay, so full transparency. I'm a little sauced, like a little like I'm not drunk, but I'm like there, and I'm right before that moment, and I just wanna like get on here and do what I know I can do. So I want to talk to y'all about how easy it could be, but also how difficult they make it, if that makes sense. Like, everything could be so simple, but the game is rigged, like, against you. Like, I feel like everybody just took like the Vegas route, or the let them figure it out effect. Um if you do figure it out, cool. There's a okay reward, or medium rare reward, or some type of, oh, okay, you get it, so you're okay. But everybody else is like still on that like bottom tier. And it's just like, to the people that are on the bottom tier and understand it, and understand what I mean by bottom tier. I don't mean by like you're lesser than or anything else. What I'm saying is, you haven't gotten around to figure out the game. You haven't gotten around to figure out the casino. You haven't gotten around to figure out like what's wrong with people, and money hungry people, and people with years and years and years of controlling and all these things. It's too much to speak on, and it's too much to get into, but it's just like, right now I don't care. Like, your system has backfired in a sense, because as soon as these people that realize what I realized a long time ago, like, I'm talking in like 12th grade, about to go into college or something like it, and just deciding not to completely, because once I realized that all I honestly need to function in this system, or function in this messed up world that we live in, is a partner and food. Food, water go together. And so, a partner being a woman that I find attractive, and a woman that is like for me and is loyal and is, you know what I mean, like the real deal. I don't have to worry about type situation, and vice versa. Like, she's found me as a man who I'm attracted to her, and I'm not looking for anything else. I'm not looking for side Johns. I'm not looking for nothing else. I just want to be like together forever. And that's what I find is like difficult to, that is very difficult to obtain. Somebody who's down on the same page as you and understands uh these two basic forms of coexistence, or two basic forms of continuing the cycle of life, So where we're at now, it's like people are starting to wake up and realize that the cycle of life needs to end in a sense. And is that in turn going to become the actual thing that ends humanity? People are going to stop People are going to stop dealing with the nonsense that we have to deal with on a daily basis. I don't I don't know if that's the answer. What I do know is not much. I don't know much. I'm just being honest. Like, what I know is what I've come to assume or come to like terms with in the predicament that I live in on a daily basis. On a daily basis, I have to go to work. I have to do this. I have to do this set of chores. Bang, 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 bang. It's right there for you to figure out. If you have a question on what you need to do on a daily basis, just think about what you do on a daily basis. Do you wake up? Check. Do you go to work? Check. If you don't go to work, are you unemployed? Check. Are you unemployed and stressed? Check. Are you unemployed and stressed over money? Check. Why? Because you have to pay to live. Check. Like, that's the basics. You have to pay to live. You have to pay to continue to be in the situation that we are in constantly. And it's just like, okay, I'm in this situation constantly, but how do I get out of this situation where there is no way out? We are trapped. We all are stuck in this situation, and it's just like, okay, cool. Now what? Are you going to rise to people please, to rise to please financially, rise to credit, rise to this, rise to that? And it's just like, cool, you could do all of the above. What is your ceiling as a functioning person in this mess of a world that we live in? What is your ceiling? Your ceiling is you become financially free. You could do whatever you want, whenever you want, financially. If you want to buy a cheeseburger that's, you know what I mean, full of whatever it's full of, and chemicals and this, that, and the third, and sugar and cheese, and is it going to be a great burger? Is it going to be a healthy thing? Is it going to be a bad thing? Well, instead of buying that burger, you could have bought. I can go so many ways with this conversation, and that's the problem. I'm wasting a lot of time jumping around to things that people do in solutions for the ultimate problem, which is never really gotten to. No one really gets down to the nitty gritty or the final part of all of this nonsense that we live in. It's kind of, well, you could do this and you can do that, blah, 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 and it's all spread out. But the main number one problem, the goal, what do you need? You need a person. It's actually two things. You need a person who you can stand with, that you want to be with forever, forever being the amount of time that is allowed. And let's not get this wrong, there is time allowed. So the main problem that I think people are getting to in the lack of communication or the lack of words to describe, or the lack of something, because obviously something's wrong, is that creation and people are deeply rooted in tradition and things that are passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. there's never a cycle where people just accept things that are foreign to them or new over their preferred experience or their conditioned experience or something along those matters. And I just had this conversation with my mom a little bit, a day or two ago, and I was just like, there's people who don't even know anything about other people. They're just living their existence somewhere far from society or not even accessible to the amount of technology we have to they just don't know what a microphone is, what a battery is, what a TV is. They're literally just out there. So it just gets to a point where it's like, what's going on with those people? And why is this such an important thing? Or why is this way of living so important to us when things can exist without all of this nonsense that we live with and deal with on a daily basis? Why are there people that are out there or that don't know anything about us or have no resources and they're living perfectly fine? You know, I imagine they live longer than us due to all the toxic chemicals and process and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, it's so many things going on to the point where in order to deal with my day to day, I'd rather drink and eat food that I know is not the greatest for me in order to cope with all the many possibilities that can happen throughout my life. I don't do anything that should cause chronic illness or any major problems to myself. I just don't do that. I respect myself. I respect my body. I respect the things that are given to me to a degree. Now, I do eat chocolate. I do consume junk food. Like, there's certain things that I do that I know for a fact aren't healthy. But why do they cost money to do? And why is it coming from another person doing a job to harm another person? It's a lot of work that is done. Say your life was this, that you spent 8 hours a day producing a chemical that is going to harm the entire world, but they give you enough money to sustain your whatever you want, whatever type of lifestyle you want, for until you die. But while you gather this money and gather these funds, you know deep down to your core that this is killing multiple people. You know, I can't even talk. I can't even get deep without worrying for my safety about how things are. And it's just, it has to come to a point where, am I the only person who thinks this deeply? Am I the only person who really cares about this topic? Am I the only person who's gonna like get on these things? And it's just like, maybe that's the case, and maybe I should just shut up and just deal with it and become part of the problem. Become part of the problem doesn't sit well with my soul, doesn't sit well with my being, doesn't sit well with what I think we are as a people. As a people, I honestly believe that we're meant to teach other people how to cope, how to deal with the world that just is and just is becoming. And that's where I have to speak up and thank the creator and thank like whatever it is that just picks me or picks whoever, not just me. There's multiple people who are better suited for this type of talking and well educated and can get their point across a lot better than me. But what I'm trying to say is whoever's responsible for the good things in life, whoever's responsible for the creation of people, whoever's responsible for every second that I enjoy out of my living being knows who I am and what I'm capable of, what great destruction I could be capable of, and what great creation or what great coping mechanisms or what great other things, art, music, fundamentals, teaching, expressing feelings, whatever, communication, whatever, and that gets to that other point that I started with. It's like it can go anywhere. So however easy that could be to decipher, that's also how good I could be, and that's also how bad I could be. What's good and bad, who knows? What's survival and what's not, who knows? Are we here to help or hurt? And I've decided to be somebody who's here to help. Even people who have wronged me or have done bad by me or have this, that, and the third, the level of understanding that I have about life and how I got 10 fingers and 10 toes and I could do whatever I want with them. You know what I mean? I could poke myself in the eye if I wanted to. Ow, 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 ow. That doesn't feel good. Ow, 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 ow. That doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? Like, the level of unpredictableness that I could bring to a situation, and then I just don't. I just show up and do me. I just show up and try to like help, and I try to do things. It's incredible. And I imagine every person listening with 2 ears has that level of understanding. And how do we get to this point without being able to control what we eat, what we drink? It's just a mass product of something or some people or whatever that had good intentions that is just turned to nonsense. You can have all the good intentions you want. It's too many people. And when I say it's too many people, it's like it's too many people that don't know what they are. There's too many people that are confused. There's too many people that are coming into their own maturity or whatever it is that just simply don't know the purpose of life. And I'm not here to tell you, hey, I know the purpose of life. What I'm saying is, excuse me, there's not much else to do. And then inform your brother or sister or whoever of your 10 fingers, 10 toes, there's nothing else to do than tell them about how it began, make sense of not make sense of, but try to make sense of the purpose of it all. I don't want anybody to be sad about this. I want people to be happy about it. But how can I tell them in a happy way that I'm not happy about the situation that multiple people are in on a daily basis? On a daily basis, you're programmed and this, that, and the third to be like some invincible person. And it's just like, man, as much as you might want to be that person, you'll never be that person, because it's, as much as it's like, yeah, you could do this and you can do that, there's also multiple things in the way of that. And it's not to me like down on anything, but it's just like, yo, as much as you might want to be that person, you gotta wake up and go to work tomorrow. Am I lying? No. I have to wake up and go to work tomorrow. I have to wake up and figure this out each day. And that's just the truth. It's sad, but it's the truth.